The Zalorian colony, nestled on a lush green planet far from the bustling center of galactic politics, was in crisis. A deadly virus had begun to spread through the population, a virus unlike any they had encountered before. Their once thriving society, known for its remarkable advancements in medical science and peaceful way of life, found itself overwhelmed. Despite their best efforts, the Zalorians were helpless. Their scientists worked tirelessly. Their healers did their best, but the disease spread faster than they could control. Their population, once in the millions, was dwindling by the day, and the Zalorians could feel their time running out. With no other option left, they decided to send a request for aid to the Galactic Council. If anyone could help them, it would be the galaxy's greatest powers. A message was sent across the stars, simple and clear, requesting immediate medical aid. Our people are dying. We offer full cooperation in return for the treatment. The Zalorians, with their calm and diplomatic nature, had no idea what to expect. They didn't think the galaxy's leaders would turn their back on them, but they also didn't expect anything extraordinary. The council, after all, was slow-moving and bureaucratic, often more focused on political alliances than on urgent problems. The message was sent. Now, all they could do was wait. Weeks passed. In the vast corridors of the Galactic Council's headquarters, representatives from various species sat around a large table. The Council, a body composed of hundreds of different races, deliberated on the matter. Most of the members were uninterested, their minds elsewhere, their priorities set on more pressing issues, trade agreements, territorial disputes, and alliances. The Zalorian plea was just another message among many, but as the Council debated, a small group of humans, representatives of humanity's military and scientific divisions, were already discussing the Zalorian message. The humans, relatively new to galactic politics, had a reputation for being unpredictable, independent, and fiercely protective of their own. Unlike the other species who relied on diplomatic approaches, the humans acted quickly. If something needed to be done, they would do it. No questions asked. "Send them help," one human officer, Captain Lila Armstrong, said, her voice calm but firm. "But let's give them more than they asked for." The next day, in orbit above Zaloria, the Zalorians had no idea what was coming. They were still waiting for the expected response from the Galactic Council, hoping for a team of highly trained doctors or perhaps medical supplies to arrive. But what they saw instead were warships, dozens of them. Gigantic ships gleaming in the light of their sun, their sheer size enough to fill the sky. The warships were unlike anything the Zalorians had ever seen before. They were sleek, metallic, with sharp, jagged designs that spoke of both efficiency and raw power. These were not ships of mercy. These were ships of war. The Zalorians panicked. Had the humans misunderstood? Had they decided to invade? Surely this was not medical aid, but an attack. Their peaceful world was unprepared for such an assault. But as the ships descended toward the surface, the humans broadcast a message. "Zalorians, we received your request for medical aid. You're getting more than you bargained for. Stand by." On the ground. The Zalorian leaders watched in disbelief as the massive human ships landed on their planet. There was no battle, no explosions. Only the powerful thrum of engines as the ship set down with precision. For a few moments, the Zalorians held their breath, unsure what to expect next. Then, to their shock, the ships opened their bays, and from within emerged doctors, medics, and engineers, humans in full gear, moving with military efficiency but not with weapons in hand. Instead, they carried medical equipment, tools, and strange glowing devices that hummed with an energy that felt almost alien. The Zalorians' fear didn't disappear immediately. These humans weren't just here to treat the sick. No, they were here to do something far more unexpected. Human soldiers wearing military insignia and patches began unloading strange biotech machinery from the warships. Huge machines that hummed to life as soon as they touched the ground. These were not just field hospitals, but advanced bioengineering, labs capable of analyzing and curing diseases in real time. A loudspeaker crackled. It was Captain Armstrong's voice again. We've been tracking your pathogen. It's unlike anything we've seen before. You'll be fine. Just trust us." The Zolorians exchanged uncertain glances. Trust the humans? Was this really medical aid? Their doctors had never seen anything like the equipment now being unloaded on their soil. Act 2. The Zolorian Response. The Zolorians were cautious, unsure whether to trust the humans. But soon, they realized that there was no time to hesitate. Their people were dying, and the humans had the technology to save them. Desperation took over. Their best scientists and medical experts worked alongside the humans, who were already setting up their devices and machines. They watched as the humans took samples of the deadly pathogen and inserted them into their advanced diagnostic systems. The humans worked quickly, their hands moving with precision as if they had done this 1,000 times before. Within hours, the humans had analyzed the virus and begun to synthesize a cure. But it wasn't just any cure, it was a biological vaccine created in real time using genetic sequencing. The humans' approach was unlike anything the Zolorians had seen before. There were no long deliberations, no debates over how best to proceed. There was no waiting. The humans were efficient, calm, and purposeful. They treated the crisis like a battlefield, and to the Zolorians that meant they were taking the threat seriously. The humans didn't stop there. As the medical teams injected the vaccine into the Zolorians, they didn't just treat the infected, they began rebuilding the Zolorian infrastructure with their own advanced technology, installing medical stations, defensive shields, and automated treatment facilities all across the planet. In the span of a single week, the entire world was transformed. Act 3. The Unexpected Solution. The Zolorians watched in awe. What they had feared would be an invasion was actually their salvation. The human warships had not come to conquer. They had come to save. The disease that had once seemed unstoppable was now in retreat. Within days, the Zolorian death toll slowed, then finally stopped. The humans had done what no one else had even considered possible. They had brought the Zolorians back from the brink of extinction. Captain Armstrong stood before the Zolorian Council. She had led the effort, and her eyes were sharp as she addressed them. "We don't wait for bureaucracy. We act when others hesitate. Your people needed help and we gave it. But don't think of this as a gift. Think of it as an investment. Humanity doesn't just save lives, and we make sure those lives are worth saving." The Zolorians stood in silence, stunned by the humans' words. They had expected a team of medical experts to come and treat their sick. Instead, they had received human warships, equipped not just with weapons but with the future of medicine and technology. The humans had not only saved their people, but had redefined the way they thought about aid, protection, and survival.